found out D.Va, Roadhog, and Ana were all getting tweaks. A lot of us were wondering if the meta would change and that there wouldn't be a tank meta anymore. Well, my friends, that may be truer than ever, and we may just see an uptick in DPS players, maybe even forming a new DPS meta. What's up guys, BCK here, welcome to another Overwatch video. In today's video I will be discussing a number of heroes that we may see more prominently due to these new changes to staple heroes. Be sure to like the video if you enjoy and subscribe for more Overwatch content. Now I like to note that these heroes I will be briefly discussing are not part of a team comp together, but more or less heroes we could just simply see a lot more of. And with that in mind, let's start with Tracer. Now Tracer right now is a solid hero to choose. Being a Genji main, I can tell you that being annoying and distracting the enemy team helps so much with helping your team push the objective or getting a pick. Tracer can do just that, maybe even better now since D.Va's armor will be nerfed. In fact, I think we can see a rise in well-coordinated dive comps even, because with less tanks it's even more effective than it already is, and Tracer will lead the way. Getting behind a Reinhardt will force him to drop his shield or at least change the direction he's facing, which when timed right can lead a charge with your team to capture an objective or just simply win the shield war with your team's Rein. Be ready for Tracer because she is coming. Next hero is Sombra. Now I know a lot of people count Sombra out just because she can't deal enough DPS, which may be true, but she has two decent buffs that could warrant her use now. Her hacking ability has been sped up and now takes her 0.8 seconds to complete instead of 1 second, and her hacking cooldown has been decreased from 12 seconds to 8 seconds. These could be the buffs she needs to see more Sombras in T comps. Despite the tank meta possibly dying, I still think we'll see plenty of Reins and or Zaras, and hacking a ability heavy hero like Reinhardt, Zara, Zenyatta, or even Winston could be vital to winning the team fight and getting an easy pick. Do not count out Sombra. She will be pretty damn useful with diving and creating mayhem behind enemy lines. Reaper is the next hero, and he has been overshadowed by D.Va and her direct counter to him with her armor and her defense matrix, but now he will stand up much better against her with her armor nerfs. Now Reaper provides tremendous DPS up close, especially up against tanks, but D.Va often foiled his plan and people wouldn't even pick him due to how often D.Va was picked. Now that he can actually fight up against her, we may see more of him, and being a DPS main, I'm excited to see how the DPS characters will do now that Ana's healing has been nerfed a bit and the two most important tanks have been tweaked. Reaper might shine against teams now that he can actually fight against his biggest counter, and could play an important role against other heavy DPS characters. With the possibility of seeing dive comps more with heroes like Genji or Tracer, Winston may be picked a bit more to help initiate the dive and to also counter the enemy dive comp as well. Winston, I feel, is one of the most underrated heroes in all of Overwatch. I think it's because before there were obvious better tanks to pick over him, but also because people just didn't know how to use him. I mean, look at Miro of Team Korea. He is arguably the best Winston player, even though he isn't meta. With more Tracers potentially being picked, Winston counters her very nicely and can foil any flanking attempt by her or Genji for that matter. If we see more Zenyatas, which I'll get to in a second, keeping a healing orb on Winston while focusing on the enemy support with a Discord orb could help incredibly. I expect to see a bit more Winstons in games now, but he still has to watch out for those Reapers that may be picked a lot more as well. With Ana's nerf to her grenade, that may be enough to justify a different healer being used a bit more than her. What made Ana good was the fact that she could heal all the tanks and heal them very fast while halting the healing of the enemy team. I mean, don't get me wrong, she is still very viable and can still do her job, but if there aren't as many tanks to heal, it may be a bit harder for her to do her job due to the smaller hitboxes of all the other heroes, and her nade not healing as much as it used to. She will in turn become an even more skilled hero to hit all those heroes with smaller hitboxes, and with her not healing as much HP due to the lack of tanks, her ultimate may even take a bit longer to get. With all this in mind, I think we could see a bit more Zenyatas being picked, especially if DPS players are being picked also. Having a Discord on the enemy player could make it very easy to focus fire that target, and his Harmony Orb, though doesn't heal very fast, could still be pretty beneficial as it won't have to heal as much HP, making it better for DPS characters. Zenyatta along with someone like Lucio could make a solid combo for helping out some of the DPS players while staying alive and dealing out tremendous damage. Zens just have to look out for those enemy flankers like Genji, Tracer, or Sombra, as I had mentioned before. Finally, one character I think we can see a lot more of is Widowmaker. With the lack of tanks being picked, Widowmaker will have an easier time trying to down the enemy team. A skilled Widowmaker could potentially carry her team if she can provide accurate shots and her positioning is on point. Again, to my point about Zenyatta, if Widow's going up against a discorded target, her job is just that much easier as she will be dealing out ridiculous damage. Not to mention her ult is very useful for helping her team getting the upper hand on positioning. Now all of this is speculative of what may happen once this patch goes live, but this isn't to say D.Va, Roadhog, or Ana won't be picked ever. They still will be, but I feel like since they have the term nerfed associated with them, it'll create this negative stigma surrounding them and people just won't pick them as much. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful or insightful, a like would be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and guys, have a great day. YouTube, peace out.